Johnny Walker has responded to his brother Valter calling him out over the weekend. Valter had a grappling match against Zion Clark and won via rear naked choke. Clark was born without legs due to a rare disorder called caudal regression syndrome.
But I'm a little bit upset. I'm very upset because call my brother to come here with me and he don't come. I wanna smash him. I have some kind of relationship very weird now with my brother. I wanna smash him. I wanna block his foot, you know? I wanna bring Johnny to here and show for him who is the real Walker. But if his wife let him come, everybody know his wife, his manager, his wife, his boss, you know? He's asking permission for his wife. If his wife letting him come, let's fight for me. Hey, I don't care, doesn't matter who. Show me the money, I kill everybody, smash everybody. I will smash him here, and after I wanna bring him to UFC, and smash him in the UFC too.
In an Instagram comment, Johnny responded saying, "I am ashamed. He is choking an indefensible guy, 4 times lighter than him, and without leg. Very disrespectful. Take someone of your size. You are shameful for the Walker legacy. This is why I did not come to this fight. It wasn't a fight. It was I can't even give it a name. Can someone tell me what it was, please?" Johnny left another comment saying he doesn't deserve to use my name. He is not a Walker. I am very sad. I stand up for family. Family is what I fight for, and he have no respect on my family, my wife, and my mom. He want me to left my pregnant wife at home after he said bad shit about her online, to come and support him to fight a disabled man. Ashamed, very ashamed. Take my name out of yours. Dustin Poirier broke his toe during training yesterday.
It hurt, but I'm gonna do it again.
Sorry, you ready?
It hurt, but I'm gonna do it for camera. Y'all ready?
What do we got?
Khamzat Chimaev has responded to Gordon Ryan. On the Overdogs podcast this week, Gordon shared how he would approach a fight against Khamzat.
If you were same size and up against Khamzat Chimaev, he's probably like one of my top fave UFC guys right now because he's just so dominant in wrestling position. You know, how would you use your grappling to find, what would you look for? Would you want to get on top? Or, you know, if you could think like a striker from a striker standpoint, how can you break his grips and get up and create the fight that you want? What do you see when you see him compete?
If you look at I forget what match it was. It was one of Khabib's earlier fights. He fought this little jacked wrestler guy.
The Brazilian dude?
No, it wasn't Gleison Tebow. It was another guy. I forget what his name was, but he escaped and actually reversed Khabib like 3 or 4 times with Granby's, where he would like go to heist and Khabib would go into a rear chest lock and put him down and he would Granby out. You see everyone tries to do one Granby, like DDP versus Khamzat. You saw like DDP try to do one Granby and Khamzat followed and would cover his hips and keep him broken down. But the integration of heisting back up to your feet, and then when the guy goes, because their whole thing is they take their hands up nice and high behind your arms, they go into rear chest locks and they put your hands back on the ground. So every time you try to get up, your hands go to the floor, so you're carrying their body weight and you can't stand up to start breaking their hands apart or turn around and hit them. Because they can hit you because your hands are on the floor, or their hands are on you. So they can hit you, but you can't touch them. And so the combination of heisting when his weight is leaning back, and then when the weight goes to lean forward towards your hands, and he goes to drive forward towards you, going into Granbys and using a series of Granbys and heists to get up and away, is like the best combination. And then throwing submissions in there where like you can roll into leg locks off of those Granbys, or like, you know, use them to go to triangles, things like that. But using a combination of heisting, rolling, and submissions is like the way to beat people. People either just go into heist or they just go into rolls. They don't really chain them together too well.
In an Instagram comment, Khamzat responded saying, "Big bullshit." Joaquin Buckley replied saying, "@Khamzat, let's get you on the show explaining why it's bullshit." Khamzat responded to Buckley saying, "You too, same shit," with a laughing, crying emoji. Cory Sandhagen thinks he deserves a rematch with Petr Yan more than Sean O'Malley does.
I mean, I try not to be a hater and be a jealous person or whatever, but I'm like, yo, why are we not talking about me and Yan fighting again when me and Yan had a killer fight? It was a performance of the night. It was 5 rounds. Like, we had a killer fight. Sean got finished by Merab. and then after that, barely beat Song, and I finished Song. You know what I mean? Like, I broke his orbital and I cut his eye. I put Song in surgery the next time. You know what I mean? So it's like, give me a little bit of freaking credit.
Let's go.
God damn it.
You know?
But yeah, but I can't let that stuff enter into my head, or else I'll just be a jaded, jealous, mean person all the time. So, but yeah, that's the fight that there is to make.
I honestly, as a fan of the sport, I would really want to see O'Malley and you. I really think that would be a showdown.
Totally.
Yeah.
Just waiting for them to say okay.
Would you like to fight that at the White House?
Yeah, hell yeah. I think that Sean would bite on that too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, who wouldn't want to fight? That fight is gonna get so many views. Like the last one at Paramount Plus got like 7 million viewers or whatever. Dude,
7.18.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine what the White House card is gonna get.
Yeah.
You know, people that are gonna tune in from other sports just because it's a once in a lifetime event. I bet you it'll be around like 14, 15 million people watching.
Daniel Cormier gives his take on Michael Venom Page's upcoming fight against Sam Patterson next month. DC thinks that if MVP wins, it won't do much for his career.
If he was a little bit let down by the matchup, but again, I don't want to be Sean Shelby, because how hard would it be to match up a guy that seems to be so difficult to fight? So now we end up with him versus Sam Patterson. Sam Patterson wins this fight. It's great for him. MVP wins this fight. Then what is next? Because if you can't get a fight after beating Jared Cannonier, I don't know how much easier it's going to get people to say yes to a fight after you fight Sam Patterson. I think it puts a little pressure on him to go out there and do something spectacular. Like I said, maybe the fight isn't as high profile, but maybe it's an opportunity for him to do something spectacular. He hasn't had a finish since Bellator. But if he doesn't, then it just kind of follows the path of what his career's been. So I don't know, man. Puts a little pressure on MVP, but just looking at him, he looked a little disappointed that was the fight that he was getting.
Islam Makhachev reveals he told the UFC he wants to fight on the White House card.
If somebody wants, let's do it. I tell them I will be ready soon. If White House, of course, I want to be in White House, because there may be one and only we will make the fighting in White House. I want to be in history. Now I'm already make good money, which one enough for my family, you know. And now I have everything before. It's also not coming in my dream, you know. Now I just ready, you know. I training every day, still hungry, still fighting, still want to be champion.
Full Violence shared footage of Charles Oliveira hitting pads in preparation for his upcoming rematch against Max Holloway at UFC 326. On the Casuals MMA podcast, Gerald Meerschaert discussed Islam Makhachev. He believes Islam has always had strong stand-up, but never needed to use it because his takedowns came so easily.
No, he's always had good stand-up. It's just he hasn't had to use it in a lot of his fights because the takedown's so easily there. Yeah. And like, you know, he'll get in the clinch, he'll grab the gloves, he'll hit those little foot sweeps and stuff like that, or off-balance guys enough where it's not really any reason for him to throw any strikes. But then when those initial exchanges do get stopped, then he's got to jab him in the face 100 times. And then you get to see, like, you know, and especially like the second Volkanovski fight, Islam have been throwing some pretty good kicks for a while, but again, you just didn't see a lot of it because you throw one kick and get a takedown. Well, if they don't get up, Yeah, you don't have to throw kicks anymore. You know what I mean?
Especially with the JDM fight, he was throwing those calf kicks really, really effectively.
Yeah.
Which was very, very shocking for me, anyways. I mean, we always knew he had a great left kick, right? But he just he was kind of throwing them like openly without even setting up his hands, and he kept hitting it.
Well, and if you just think logically, like just because you've never seen him do it doesn't mean that they're not practicing it. And if you're like, okay, I'm fighting a boxer who's kind of heavy on the lead leg,
take that leg.
It makes sense to throw calf kicks, right? Yeah. You don't want to go too deep and throw it like to the meat of the leg because he'll just step in and crack you.
Yeah.
So just peck at that calf and make him lift his leg, make him not be on balance, make him be in a position where he can't just set and throw his power right off the bat.
Colby Covington says he's in negotiations with the UFC to fight on the White House card and has named Paddy Pimblett as the opponent he'd like to face.
For UFC, do you have a timeline for when to go back? Where are you at?
Yeah, I've been negotiating with the UFC for the White House card. That's the one that I want. I told them like this is important to my legacy and important to my career. This would be the biggest fight I've ever had. Is to fight on the South Lawn in front of the president would be the greatest honor of my career. So. We're in negotiations right now.
Bro, everybody you could want on this card is asking. Let me get on it. Let me get on it. Anybody you're thinking of?
Yeah, I mean, I really like the fight with Paddy Pimblett. He had shown interest that he might want to come up a weight class to welterweight. He's cutting a lot of weight to get to 155. The kid weighs like 200. He looks like
yeah.
Even the doctors told him, they're like, dude, your organs are going to fail if you keep cutting to lightweight. Yeah. Like, he's pretty much telling him, like, you need to go up a weight class. So I love that fight. Plus, it's a fight where it's an American versus, a British guy. Ooh. I don't want to fight an American guy on the American card of the 250th birthday of America.
Rampage Jackson pressed a fan for asking him about Jon Jones. As most of you know, Rampage fought Jones back in 2011 and lost via 4th-round submission. There has been bad blood between the two ever since, with Rampage blaming Jones's use of oblique kicks for causing long-term damage to his knees.
I've been a huge fan forever. Oh, thank you, brother. I have one question for you. What? Is that a video? Yeah. Tell me it's a video. Tell me it's a video. I didn't know it was a video. All right. What was it like fighting Jon Jones? Get the out of my face. Get the out of my face. Hey, guess what, though? What's it like being a little What's it like? What's it like being a little I'm not telling you. No. Tell me, though. What's it like being a little You asked me a question. What's it like being a little I'm a huge fan. What? No. I answer your question. What's it like being a little
And we have some big news to end off today's video. Cain Velasquez has been granted early parole and was released from prison today after serving nearly 11 months. He had been serving time for an incident in which he chased and repeatedly fired at a vehicle, carrying a man connected to the alleged abuse of his young son. The shooting took place in Santa Clara County, California, and while the intended target was unharmed, another individual in the vehicle was struck and injured. In March 2025, Cain was sentenced to 5 years in prison after pleading no contest to multiple charges, though he was credited for time already served in custody and under house arrest. Following that credit and the parole decision, he has now been released. Josh Thompson posted this photo on X today of him, Cain, and Javier Mendez. He wrote, "Welcome home, brother." And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one says, "Leave boxers alone. We all know they'll never step a foot inside the octagon." The second one's from Craig Schmidt. It says, "Alex is funny for making that bet with Valter, and Valter is even funnier for trying the heel hook." And the final one's from some chick into chat. It says, "Alex is hilarious, and so is Valter for going for that heel hook." Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.